Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some more Black Myth Wukong. I'm just going to be trying out some multi-frame generation on DLSS4 at the balanced preset, see what kind of performance we can get. So in the top left hand corner, I'm using the Nvidia app overlay, which allows you to monitor frame generation latency. So if you look at the PCL, which is the PC latency, you'll see it's at 23 milliseconds at the moment. I'm just going to go through my in-game settings. So, in terms of display, playing at 3840 by 2160, no frame cap, no V-Sync, so we can see exactly what the system can do. And motion blur as well, just a personal choice for me. Find DLSS4 kind of sharp, so I've put it down to 3, the sharpening intensity. I'm not too sure what the default is. In terms of the graphics, I have super resolution at 58%, which is DLSS balanced, and I'm also using full ray tracing. The game has been restarted, so it's basically using path tracing, which is at very high, and everything else is at cinematic, which is the highest. Not too sure why they've have some of the language in Mandarin when it should all be English, but basically this is frame rate. This can go up to 4x, but for now it's off, and we're just gonna see exactly what the kind of average latency is without using any frame gen. And then we'll put frame gen on at X4 and X3, and then we'll see exactly how that impacts the input latency. So right now, at about 25, we're getting 90 FPS. It's gonna kill a few enemies or so. So we can kind of get a good read on exactly what to expect if you don't want to use frame gen, you just want to use DLSS4. And the good thing about DLSS4 is it uses the transformer model, and it's natively supported on this game, so you don't need to mess around with your Nvidia app. Earlier I did this same video and I used the Nvidia app to force latest settings, Model K, and it seemed to have some kind of, I say, confliction, and that way I wasn't getting a proper multi-frame gen performance. So now, because it's natively supported, you can just leave everything to auto and it should work fine. But even at balanced, DLSS looks absolutely amazing. Everything looks nice and sharp, and you're not really missing any details, so there isn't really a strong argument to use the quality setting anymore. See what's in here. There are frame skips, of course. You saw when I opened that chest, it went all the way down to like 23 FPS very briefly. So, you know, Unreal Engine doing Unreal Engine things, unfortunately. I'm gonna speak to this guy. I want to make sure I've exhausted all of his dialogue so he can keep moving on the mountain with me.
I tolerate no evil under my nose. Neither does my axe. Bring me more revenants so I can chop them up.
Okay.
Heed my words. The Red Boy's carts are nothing more than a distraction. Thinks he can outwit me. Bah, that brat. Make haste and head up the mountain. We must figure out what he's planning.
So yeah, he should follow you now, hopefully. If I've done that correctly. Anyway, let's head up the mountain. I think nanite works so well on this game. Just having all this crazy amount of detail, but not having to go crazy with the VRAM usage, it really, really does help. So, getting over 90 frames per second, that's actually not too bad in terms of performance. If you just wanted to just play it like this, and you only had like a, I don't know, 60 Hz, 75 Hz display, this would be perfect, but no one has that anymore. Most people have 120 or higher, so, you know, there's still a bit of performance left wanting for sure. I want to try and lock 120 if possible. Stay away from these things, they blow up. Take this out first. And the rest of them little things, they are pretty strong. Right, so we kind of established, look, you're going to get around a 22 to 25 millisecond kind of, I don't know, input PC latency with just resetting, so it's not too bad at all. You can comfortably play this without having any issues. So what I'm going to do now is enable X4 multi-frame gen. I'm just going to go straight to the maximum. I'm not going to waste any time with multiple settings. For some reason, when you actually change a setting, you have to put your super resolution up by 1 because it decreases by 1. I'm not too sure why that happens. But I'm going straight to X4. And let's see what kind of performance difference we get. As you can see, you're doing 297, 300 FPS. Input latencies up to 2933, so it's went up by at least 7 milliseconds or so. So there is obviously a cost for using this, but it's not that high. 30 milliseconds, 33 milliseconds is not something to worry about. See how smooth displays, and see if I can notice any artifacts while playing. And the image looks super clean. Just his armor just looks so sharp. I think DLSS transformer models, the best thing Nvidia has done in a long time. More impressive than multi-frame gen to me, to be honest. Leave this guy alone. There's an archer I need to take out. He's just going to be getting involved in the fight. And this guy as well. Let's finish this off. Sorry, buddy. You're far too weak for me. There's a bat around here somewhere. There is a bat around here. Has to sneak up on you. There it is. So yeah, I can't notice any artifacting or anything like that. The game just seems like it's just playing a little bit smoother now. So we already established that the input latency is not going to be lower than what I was getting at 90 FPS. Even though I'm at like 256 FPS, it's still a bit more latency now, but the perceived smoothness now is greater. I actually want to take out that thing across the bridge. It's trying to shoot at me. There is a way to get around to it, actually, so I'm gonna go and deal with that now. Archers, I hate them. Deal with this one first. For some reason, when you kill these guys, they always try to strike you even after being killed, so you kind of got to get out of the way anyway. It's annoying as hell because you think I've killed them, why are they still trying to attack me? Alright, let's grab what's in here and get out of here. Alright, getting all of this crafting material. I've already crafted the best gear. I should know I am on my, I think this is my 3rd playthrough. And Wukong doesn't have a difficulty setting as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, it's kind of why I'm dealing with these guys effortlessly. Literally just enough to kill him. Let's grab this. I didn't grab this before. another, damn. I hate these bats. Another one down. I'll drop down to 3x at some stage, but I'm enjoying this though. This is playing so smooth at the moment. You know, minus the few stutters here and there, it still plays silky smooth. And I don't know if anyone else has played this with these settings, but I am using driver 576.40, which is the latest, and there's no issues whatsoever. I did have some issues with maybe 3 or 4 drivers prior to this one. When you enable something, when you launch something like Ubisoft Launcher or Steam, it'll be like a black screen for a few seconds and then it will stop, but that doesn't happen anymore. Let's just rest up, keep going forward. More of this place I need to explore. So it seems that Nvidia slowly are kind of working through the issues, but the Blackwell didn't launch in the best state, it has to be said. So I meant to go through here to progress with the game, but I'm just gonna do a little bit more exploring. I'm sure there's more stuff for me to kill. It looks crazy to see Black Myth Wukong at like 300 FPS at times. It doesn't make any sense because this is path tracing. It shouldn't be possible. Fuck, I beat you to it, mate. Okay, was he alone? Yeah, looks like he was. Okay, so we got a good feel for what X4 frame gen is like. You're gonna get, you know, around 35, 37 milliseconds of latency for the PC itself. So, you know, bear that in mind. If that's not good enough for you, you can always use DLSS performance and maybe try to boost things even higher if the image quality is good enough for you. So again, you have to increase the super resolution by 1 just to make sure it doesn't decrease by 1 every time you change a setting. I'll go down to 3 now and see how things look. So we're at 236 FPS. Doesn't seem to be much of a reduction here. This should help with the input latency a little bit. Let's deal with these guys. I've got another big guy, but he's got a few minions with him. Let's take these guys out first. Come on then, let's do it. Sorry, buddy. You're not on Wukong's level. You can get insanely strong on this game, and it makes sense as well because there's so many hidden bosses and secrets. It's worth getting as strong as you can. Plus there's DLC on the way, so I'll certainly be playing this as soon as that comes out. That one turns into a puff of poison if you stay too close. That one's fine. Okay, down here seems to be cleaned out. I don't know if there's any further down we can progress. So just getting just above 200 FPS here. So yeah, there is been a slight reduction in performance. And you can see the average latency is still around 35 to 37. Don't want to be holding all of these explosions. That one's dead. It's confusing sometimes. Okay, let's go back and move on. I think that's everything now. Unfortunate this game lost out to Astro, but I think it deserved Game of the Year. This is probably one of the most replayable games because there's things you can't do on the first run. So they've at least given you reason to keep playing it. Even if you're just one of those people that just love to collect everything, even for the average person, there's still a lot more reasons to replay, and it's always more fun on your second time round when you're a lot stronger. Let's keep going back. There is a door. I meant to go in here. But I also want to make sure that I have enough power because there's a boss. I think I've already killed that boss actually, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I guess as a final test, we can try regular frame gen, which is 2x, and see what kind of performance we're getting. Because, again, if you want to reduce latency, that's another option. There's so many pathways you can take, it's a little bit confusing in here. When you're playing this on the OLED, it's so pitch black, you have to kind of stop for a second just to see where you're going. But it looks amazing though. I think this is the way I meant to go down. No, this isn't the one. Multiple choices, I'll find the right one eventually. So this is the way I came in. This one seems to have a dead end possibly. This might be the right one. Yeah, I think this one leads down to the boss possibly. Or the boss that was there, but I've already beaten it now, so it's not there anymore. Stay out of its way. Still tries to attack you. Let's see what's in here. You know, so you do get, sometimes you dip into the 29 millisecond range, even at 3x range, which is nice to see. For me, it all feels practically the same. X4 and X3 all feel the same, and that non-frame generation at 90 FPS felt pretty good as well. So all I can say is with a frame gen, it kind of adds like a perceived smoothness, almost like that soap opera effect when you're using your smart TV with your console. I remember using that with my PS5 at times on my Samsung S95B, and it just helped boost the frame rate in quality mode. So if you're playing something like Horizon Forbidden West at the time, at the quality mode, you could use like your I think depending on what brand of TV you got, it's like Auto Motion Plus or whatever they brand it. It's basically interpolation, and that's what this feels like. It's like the game feels like it's got interpolation over it. So we kind of got a good read on how 2x feels, or 3x sorry feels. So I'm gonna go down to 2x now. I want to see what FPS we get and what kind of latency we get with that too. May as well do all of them. So this is the regular frame generation. This is the frame generation that all RTX 40 series have access to. Only the 50 series have access to 3 and 5x frame multi-frame gen.
What secrets did Master Pig whisper to you just now? I've let go of our blood feud, but he still holds so much hostility. My brother's minions are everywhere. Stay close to me, kind monkey. Brother and I used to play around there. The Valiant Six had their ways of amusing us. fun we had together.
Massive frame spike there. The traversal stutter is annoying.
And you can pass by that crack ahead.
So this is the performance I was getting in my previous video, around a 175, 150. So this is regular frame gen. So that confliction I had with the Nvidia app, I basically forced 2x frame gen on rather than the 3x and 4x, but you can see that issue's been resolved now. So much traversal stutter going on. There was even an issue with the lighting there. It went from dark to light way too quick.
That's Father. He's right there.
Yep.
My brother's Samadhi fire has obstructed all paths uphill. To quench it, Mother's Punton fan is a must. But she'd never... Come with me!
Slow down, Fox. Can barely keep up. We're looking at the average PC latency dropping down. Wow, that was a 6 FPS.
Down this cliff, there is a secret passage to her palace. She should be there, but she'd never give you the fan to be used against her precious son.
Yeah, the traversal frame stutter is still pretty bad even now.
Got it! Quite nearby, there is a deity we can turn to. One said to be Mother's old friend. If we could persuade him to come along, maybe he could talk Mother into giving us the fan. Help me find him.
These things are annoying. I think they blow up as well, so I'm just not going to hang around. Try and one-hit kill these is probably the best way to fight them. Still lost a lot of health in the process. So multi-frame gen X2 kind of gives you a 140, 150 FPS experience. It can go up to 175 in times when there's not much going on. What the hell was that? It's one of these shield guys. I'm just getting up my gorge so I can really hit him hard. Okay, that will deal with that. Let's grab the checkpoint, rest up a little bit. But ultimately, frame gen is usable at X2, X3, X4. No problem. I don't think the latency is going to be an issue as long as you're using DLSS balance. If you try to use DLSS quality, it might be an issue. I think this one tries to push you off. You don't want to hang around. Yeah. Young rocks. All of these damn things try to ambush you. No one of these big guys, that's fine. Deal with you. So you don't really get a massive reduction in latency, it seems. So you're down to about 32, 33 on average. Whereas like X3 and X4 went up into the 37s at times. There's too many of these things. This place is a bit of a maze, so I'm not going to waste too much time in here. Let me just finish this guy off. Alright, dealt with him. One of these shield guys. Let's deal with this first. Don't know if this guy can get back up, so I don't want to fall down there with him. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave him. He's out the way now. I think I've forged everything I can. I don't even really need any of these materials, but it's always good to have extras, I guess. Where to now? Guess we can keep going up. We can jump back down and fight him. There's so many secrets in this game, it's unbelievable. There's a extra boss you need to fight as well. I think there's a boss right here. Those pieces of stone start moving. I think one of them do. May as well fight it while we're here. Oh, it's this guy again. I may as well finish him off. Usually I'd be dead, but I've got second string of life. There's a accessory you need to put on so you don't get burnt, but I just can't be bothered to put it on right now. Alright, let's deal with this big guy now. This is the boss you need to beat. Good attack on him. Completely missed that. That was not effective at all. Actually did end up getting him. Okay. Better get out of here before I die. Anyway guys, that was just a look at Black Myth Wukong with multi-frame generation. Worked perfectly well. I didn't see any noticeable artifacts. In terms of presentation, it's fine. In terms of the way it feels, it's fine. Honestly, it actually feels better even with X4 frame generation than I initially played on my RTX 4090 with DLSS balanced. So you're gonna have a great time with it, and if you've got a 240Hz display, it's going to be even better. So that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.